All right, team. We're back for a little breakdown here. I was just thinking about doing a 6 month breakdown. I've been documenting for 6 months, and kind of a lot has happened since then. It definitely feels that getting on camera and talking to myself holds me more accountable, and I feel like it's a good log and it's just a good way to look back and see what kind of workouts I was doing, how I was feeling, where I was, just kind of all that stuff. But it's been, since December when I started making these videos. And since then, I had the initial goal of breaking 3 hours, and I broke 2:59, broke 3 with the 2:59.25, or 2:59.35 rather. I don't even remember. But broke 3 hours in that first 4 months from January. Really, when I made the decision to run Eugene, it was in December while I was in Europe. That's when I started documenting. I didn't really start formally training until the week and a half into January, when I did the 10K and aged in Fort Lauderdale and won first in my age group. I had done the half marathon in Miami at 129. My goal was to break 130. I did 129.58. So very close there. Very hot day. It was like the hottest day. All of January and February in Miami was literally a cloud. And then the nicest day decided to be the day of race day. So battled some elements there. I feel like I have a lot more work to do. I think I'm equally as excited for Chicago than I was for Eugene. I can't stress enough how important it was to be in a 6 or 7 day routine. It's very easy and very helpful having the friends that I do down here that are full Ironmen, that are world qualifying Ironmans, should I say. Also, my buddy Anto, who's on a bunch of my videos, and his girlfriend, they're both world qualifying Ironmans. So it's easy to, work out and kind of get the bug down here. There's a ton of run clubs. It feels like there's another one popping up every week. So I don't really run as much socially. I run with my track club, but if I ever want to get social miles in, there's just so many people that are good runners down here. And, coming from a background of baseball in Boston, I didn't even really indulge in the running culture in Boston whatsoever until I'd ran the Boston Marathon. And now it's like, I wonder what my life would be like as a runner in Boston now sometimes. Because, I seem to think that the domestic world marathon major host cities, New York, Boston, Chicago, have some of the best track clubs and communities that there are. But being down here in Miami for the last 4 years, 3.5, 2 of which where I was casually running, and the next 2, 23, 24 really, were when I started formally training. It's been crazy, the blow up. I think it's just all over the place, and just endurance sports in general. But going back to kind of what I was saying about the Eugene Marathon, and if you asked me 2 weeks before Eugene if I was going to break 3, I'd say, I don't know, like I'll take a 3:03, I'll take a 3:04, like that's fine, like that's a good race. My PR prior was 3:17. But then as I got closer, I was like, I just dedicated 4 months, and like I mean this, like I did not go out. I probably had 5 beers cumulatively over a 4-month period. I went to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock every single day. I ate the same thing basically every single day. I was waking up doing mobility exercises at 5 a.m. Like I didn't even do that for baseball. I almost got drafted in baseball. I played in collegiate summer league. I played in the Cape Cod League, not one of the best collegiate summer league in the country. And I feel like I worked harder at the sub 3 hour marathon than I did for my baseball career, which is kind of wild to say. Obviously my baseball career lasted since, if you want to call it the age of 6 T-ball, until I graduated college, and 2 years thereafter with men's league. In running, I guess was, again, 2 years casual, where I'd go out and be like, I want to look good, I'll run at the pace that I feel. It was very I think it was good for me to get like body intuition and see like what days I felt better than others and what I ate. And I was just doing a lot of testing of myself during COVID, because there was not much else to do. But again, being surrounded by the people that I've been surrounded by has enabled me to key into training and have access to the right people to learn a lot about the sport. And going from 317 to 259, and now with a goal of 250 to 254 in Chicago, that's a pretty good progress across a year and a half. I did have the idea of really trying to get faster at the 5 to 10K and also see what a half marathon would be. I mean, in the back half of Eugene, I was 127. I think I could be closer to 120, 124. That would have been fun to do this summer, but there's just not a lot of races here in Miami. In the summertime, it gets too hot. It's just not, beneficial to run races down here. I think it's more of a liability for these people. But yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at for Chicago. I do want to make some sort of quasi-formal announcement about a partnership, and I'll probably do that within the next week or two. I have a lot of kind of a balancing act with, obviously work, but work will always be there. Just travel, going to Montreal for the next week. I have a wedding in Boston, one of my buddies from work, and then I'm going to Europe, so I'll be in Italy and France for 10 days, 11 days, 12 days. So I'm looking forward to those foreign soil runs and seeing what's up in Nice, and I'm happy to document some of that, which will be fun. I took a meeting with my track coach, who is actually we sat down one-on-one and just talked a little bit about this training block and how, there's been quite a bit of development, but just kind of how we're going to go about the 12-week training block for Chicago. And, we're obviously like probably 6 weeks out from when I formally start, but I've still been training almost as if I'm like in it right now. I've been getting 13, 14 milers in every weekend just to kind of maintain cardio fitness and base. And he's kind of going to be more on my ass, which I think is great for me, and just having somebody there to touch base with every week. Lock in on the diet, which again is another part of something that I want to talk about in a couple weeks with my buddy Anto. And I think overall I'm just going to try to balance the leisure of vacation for the 4th of July with maintenance of where my body's at right now. We did some time trials. I think I came in at like 18 flat for a 5K. Not my best, but definitely feel pretty strong. Definitely feel fast. I do want to work on more speed work and really focus on those Tuesday, Thursday tempos, or Tuesday track, Thursday tempo. Yesterday, I think I was texting my coach. I think I actually had the hardest workout I've ever done. Like for me personally, besides running a marathon, yesterday, 4 mile tempo, 2 at half marathon pace, 2 at 10K pace was probably the hardest I've ever pushed with a Rickenbacker bridge. So I don't even know what the elevation is there, but it's a pain in the ass. So you go up and over twice, up and over on the way out, up and over on the way home. And I was at 634, I think, on average for 4 miles. My trajectory on that workout was supposed to be 611 for the first two and 558 for the second two. I think I was 626, 619, 655, 635. So like I definitely bonked on the last two. But I compare it to a workout in July I had with my buddy Simon, who's from England, who's like a 3 flat marathoner. He's a 120 half guy, and he's 40 years old, and he just cooked my ass. Like I was just like, holy shit, I have some work to do. And although I was with him for a little bit, and he's not where I am now, but most of the workout was by myself. I felt like I have so much fucking work to do, which is kind of a beautiful thing, because I want to get to 250. I want to get to 245, and like I want to set a goal and I want to miss it. Like I want to set a 245 and miss it. Like aim small, miss small. Like set 245 and miss at 249. And guess what? That's still sub 50. Like I'm gonna aim small. I'm gonna miss small. I think a lot of people, and I'm aiming for 250. Like I think 245 would be a little bit of a what's the word? The soccer guys announce. I don't even know what the hell it's called. I can't remember, but my point is it's a bit ambitious. Yeah, I think 245 would be absolutely absurd, but if I could clock that would be sick, and I think it's in me. I think I have it in me. I certainly have the discipline, and I think that's the biggest thing that people sleep on. Like they judge, where they're at seconds per mile. They judge their speed work. They judge their strength, hills, all this stuff. But I think the biggest thing is, and like me and TJ talk about this, is like don't die. Like you have to be able to consistently work out for 16 weeks. And there's times, no matter who you are, and you can ask anybody during a marathon training block, like you go crazy. Like you're like, fuck, I want to race. Like, fuck, am I slow? Or fuck, am I too ambitious right now? Like, do I need to hold back? How do I taper? When do I taper? Am I tapering too much? Am I not tapering enough? Am I getting enough sleep? But my point is the discipline part. Being able to start to finish, be healthy, and deal with the little bits and pieces of adversity that you go through, but also complete, like finish the job. Like Bill Belichick, do your freaking job. And being able to do that for 16 weeks is great, and you can PR, but like doing that again in the same year, that's where I'm going to be at. So new to me, back-to-back A races with the summer in between of travel. So, I have high expectations for myself, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm definitely going to be documenting it. I hope you guys follow along. I think a couple of reminders, my Strava's in my bio. I have a Bandit code for 20% off the membership, which is not an ad. Like I actually have sold this to my friends because I think it's a great deal. You get 20% off. I think it's $130 to join. You get 2 pairs of socks, which is a $50 value. You get a $50 gift card, which is a $50 value. So you're basically buying a membership for $25 net, because you're getting value. You're getting $100 value within signing up. And moreover, you have early access to their shit. They sell out quick. I think they strategically do it, those guys. They have really cool stuff. Their content, I've said it again, they did something on James Kent, who had just recently passed away, which is fucking tragic, honestly. They did some stuff with the New York Run Clubs. They've done some stuff with Olympic trials. Like they sponsor these people that have come up and down through their collegiate careers, have had like stints in the Olympics, and then kind of go rogue, and then they come back, which I think is sick. And then what else? I have my charity up there for Alzheimer's. I don't have to raise that much. I think it's like $1,750. So I'm at like 54% done. I think I'm at $950 already. So I'm not too worried about that, but any penny counts, obviously. I wrote up a nice story about my grandfather who passed away during COVID, who had Alzheimer's. And then the other thing I was going to say is I once I hit 100 subs, I'm planning on giving away a GARMIN that I have. It's a refurbished venue. I used it for 2 years. It's perfect for beginners. And I think that one thing I alluded to, one of my recent shorts, it was like how to get started running. And like a lot of people, they think they know what they're doing. They look up some content, and that's fine. But I think if you have a GARMIN or a Coros or some sort of fitness watch, I don't love Apple Watches because I have Apple. They need to get their batteries better. You can't charge a battery every night. It's unrealistic. And you can't track sleep. But you get a fitness watch, you download Strava, which is your journal. That's like for you. It's becoming a social media thing, but you have that. And then you have, what was the last thing I said? A heart rate monitor. and that's kind of like level 2 of the beginning stuff. And I think that's really important because studying heart rate is, a lot of people don't even think about it, but being able to establish your zones is something that, again, not only plays into how you feel, like perceived exertion, but also like you get more mental feel for your body and how you feel on every single workout. And I think some of the best athletes just know when to push and when not to push, and don't get like roped in by the guy next to you, especially in training. Because I do that. I'm very competitive. I like to beat the next guy. I like to lead the pack. But I've had situations where I don't want to push, and I'm just like, no, like I'm not doing that. I'm not putting myself at risk. I have bigger goals. Like there's Chicago, there's London. Like London, I'm in the and I'm rambling right now. So it's been a couple weeks since I did one of these. I got London lottery. We're gonna apply to Tokyo. I have Berlin as a backup next year that I could probably buy a bib for. I still am gonna I'm technically application eligible for Boston. There's no way I'm gonna get into Boston with 35 seconds off the 3-hour cutoff. But if I get in, like I might just run Boston again because it's Boston and it's legit. But would love to do London next year. London and New York would be perfect. I don't think I can do 2 internationals in 1 year. But that's kind of where I'm trajecting, or my trajectory is. The other thing is like I'm starting to come to terms with the fact that I want to do an Ironman, a full, at some point in my life. I think it's badass as fuck. I think watching Cody Co has definitely helped me. It's funny, I was introduced through my girlfriend, the Cody Co, Cody Trains, and it's just so funny seeing him, like watching back in retrospect his Ironman and how much time it takes. And again, living down here with the boys that I have, my boys, it's pretty contagious. But that's where we are at right now. I will take some shorts, etc., some other stuff. I'm not a good editor. If you know an editor, let me know. Videographer would be fun. We'll have some interesting stuff coming up, but 100 subs, GARMIN. And if you want to like this video, subscribe. I very much appreciate it. Thank you.